Welcome back, friends, to Surviving the Daily. I hope everyone is surviving well. Today, we have a big-ass flashlight here, but make no mistake, this should not be a butt of any jokes. This is going to be the Wurkkos model number TS27. It's going to come in with a max lumen output of 3200 lumens, max throw of 845 throw meters. And get this, the hot spot on this thing is 178,600 candela. I had to double check that, but every place that I looked, that was the number that I was given, and it was not just Wurkkos that was giving that. So that is crazy. That is one intense flashlight beam. So let's take a look at the box here. We got to learn more in case you want to pause it and scan that. And then we have the backside here, and we're going to go all over this information soon enough. But in case you don't want to take my word for it, here's the information. So let's get into this box. It's going to take me a few minutes because Wurkkos certainly knows how to pack their boxes. But we'll get into it and pull the flashlight out. Okay, so that was a lot easier than the last couple of times I tried getting into it. I typically struggle getting into these boxes, but as usual, they do pack these things very well. And we do have a notice to remove the battery insulator. Otherwise, the flashlight will not work as intended or at all. And it is nicely packed in this foam packaging. We get a very large and long lanyard. I don't think you really want to use that though. A USB Type-C to USB Type-A charging cable. And again, they don't skimp on the cables. These are very thick cables. And your user manual. And the flashlight itself. Hey, look at that. I accidentally turned it on. Hopefully it wasn't on this whole time. Maybe I should have used that battery insulator. So look at the size of this thing. So again, it's going to be a max output of 3200 lumens and a max runtime of 300 hours. It is, according to their website, made from a rugged aviation aluminum construction, which is basically a Type 3 anodized 6061-T6 aluminum alloy. It's measuring out at a whopping 8.56 inches long, and at the head, it's going to be 2.36 inch in diameter. So I'm just jumping in here real quick just to give you a size comparison of how big this flashlight actually is. So we have your standard Swiss Army knife right here. We have a iPhone 14 Pro and your standard Altoids 10. So see how much of a beast this flashlight is. And as I previously mentioned, it is a big ass flashlight. So check it out. That is awesome. Weighing in at 0.67 pounds without the battery and 1.9 pounds with the battery. So you can see how beefy that battery is going to be. It is IP68 compliant, which I'm not quite sure why they mention it's compliant. And it does have a 1 meter drop resistant rating. Now let's go ahead and take a look at that battery. It's going to be a 15,000 milliamp hour 32140 battery. Now, I did notice that there is one discrepancy. The website says that it is a lithium iron phosphate battery, where this right here, if you notice, is a lithium ion battery. So I don't know what the discrepancy is. Now, they were touting the properties of the LifeBow battery, which is, you get a lot of charge cycles, 3,000 plus charge cycles, low self-discharge, high output. But they decided to pack this one with a lithium ion battery. I'm not quite sure why. So as you can see, it is a flat top. And that is one beefy battery. So if we take a look, we do have the spring there, and we also have a spring there. As we're looking at this, I do want to point out that it does have a threaded tail, so you can put that on a tripod. That's awesome. I love that. So it is coming with a boost driver, reverse polarity protection, low voltage warning, power/charging indicator, and a USB Type-C charging port right there. Also, most importantly, has reverse charging, so making this a nice little power bank. I'm not quite sure if you get the full 15,000 milliamps, but I'm sure that battery there could charge a few phones. And we do have the top LED there. And that's going to be one Lumens SFT70, which is going to give us a color range of 6,000 to 6,500 Kelvin. And it will give us a 7-degree spotlight and a 68-degree floodlight. And we also have these side LEDs or bottom LEDs. See if we can zoom in on those or move up. And we're going to have 30 CSP 1313 cool white 6500 Kelvin lights, as well as 30 CSP 1313 warm white 2700 Kelvin lights, and 30 RGBs. There's a lot of lights packed into this little area here. And that's going to give us a 360-degree floodlight. So let's shut some lights off in here and we can see the beam profile of this flashlight. Now, if you stick around to the very end of the video, you will see some outdoor beam shots. They will not be very scientific and they will not be very professional. They are just me walking out into the woods and walking 20 paces and flashing this all around from a camera on a tripod. And then I will walk back and you will be sorely disappointed in those beam shots, but at least you get an idea of what this flashlight has to offer. So let's take a look at the profile of these LEDs. So the first thing I would like to note is the charge indicator right there, which is green, which means we have a full charge. And we also have mode memory, and that will make the flashlight come in on the last output that we had it on, which is low. This is going to be 6 lumens, 300 hour runtime, 37 meter throw, 350 candela. And it does have stepless dimming, and we're going to ramp it all the way up to 3200 lumens. And we know we get there because it flashes, and that will run for 7 minutes. Then it'll step down to 1300 lumens and run for an additional 3.67 hours. At the full 3200 lumens, we have a 842 meter throw and 178,600 candela in that hot spot right there. And my finger is getting hot right there. I can't even look at the hot spot. That is so bright. And as you can see, we do have that 7-degree spotlight, the hot spot right there, and a 68-degree floodlight. As per usual, the camera does not pick up how intense this light actually is. Surprisingly enough, it's not getting too very warm. So I'm going to ramp it back down. One thing I should note is the mode selector here. We have the RGB, which is right there. We have the top or forward facing light right there, and then we also have the lantern mode right there. So we're going to go to lantern mode next and turn this light back off. So this is 3 lumens, and again a 300 hour runtime, and we ramp it all the way up to 1100 lumens, which will run for 15 minutes, and then it'll step down to 760 lumens for an additional 4.67 hours. It'll give us a 27 meter throw and 188 candela on its full 1100 lumens. So let's ramp it up and see what it has to offer. Wow. And that pretty much lights up my whole work area here. That is one nice looking light. Very nice warm light here. And I believe that's going to be the 30 cool white lights as well as the 30 warm white lights, giving us that nice looking natural light. And then we'll ramp it back down and we'll switch it over to the RGBs. That's cool. It comes in on blue. We have purple. I'm going to take a look at those lights. Red. And just go through all the colors. Now that we have that on, we're going to do a double tap. And we have flashing blue. Double tap again. We have the felony mode, which every flashlight needs. That's probably one of the nicest felony modes I've seen in a flashlight. Do another double tap. Now, because of the size of this flashlight, it's definitely not going to be an everyday carry flashlight. But this is definitely something that could live in your car or your truck. Personally, this one's going to live next to my bed on my nightstand. Be perfect for power outages. It'll also be perfect for camping. So that's going to be the Wurkkos TS27. They call it the super bright flashlight, and certainly is super bright. And we will see that momentarily. And make sure you stick around for those outdoor beam shots. I do want to thank Wurkkos for sending this into the channel. I greatly appreciate it. And I also appreciate you stopping in and checking out the video. If you are at all inclined to help support the channel, the best thing you can do is hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below. And as always, I hope you're having an amazing day. I'll see you next time. And make sure you check out those outdoor shots.